Alright, what's up guys, this is Visible, aka Tarasu, and welcome to a Nintendogs video. Okay. So, this shows how to breed your Nintendogs. So, first thing you need to have is a male and female dog. They have to be the same breed though. It won't work if the breeds are different. So, there's my male dog, Moxon, in the black collar, and then there's my female dog, Mishka, in the red collar. And they're thirsty, so you better feed them and you can only feed them milk and dry food. If you feed them anything else than those two, it won't work. So, I'm gonna feed them so that I won't have to worry about that later. So see how I have the dry food. They're not very hungry since I fed them a few hours ago. Now you don't want to play with them, but if you want to have them clean, if you want to have their fur beautiful, brush them. Brush them with the correct brush that suits their hair. So in this case, I'm breeding Siberian Huskies, so they have long hair. So I need a wire brush. So I would need to have a wire brush. I can see their fur coat is beautiful right now. And you do not need the maximum amount of trainer points. But the maximum amount of trainer points will help shorten the time of getting a puppy. If you're not that patient. So the best way to tell if your female dog is pregnant, so go to the wire brush, click on your female dog, select yes, so see how the tummy's going up and down, and it's slightly bigger than usual. I will compare that with the male dog, since it's obvious to tell that the male dog cannot get pregnant. So the best way to brush your dog is by going around in circles. But the best way to do it in Nintendogs plus cats if you go along in the direction of their fur. And I will compare the difference with between the female and the male. So I'm going to click on my male dog. See how it's not as big. How it's not going up and down. So I will show it, and I will show how the best way to brush your dog's hair. So just go around in circles until it starts doing that. And just keep repeating this process until it says someone looks beautiful. The cleaner your dogs are, the more that they'll likely bond with each other. Since I'm using this process on my 3DS, It is best if you watch them for a certain amount of time each day, so that way you know how much they cuddled. As it may take some time for the dogs to cuddle with each other once they first meet. After some time, if they start cuddling with each other, that's a sign that your female dog might get pregnant and might have a puppy. This process can take a long time, as it may take up to a week to 6 months. So you gotta be very patient for something like that to happen. You can't take them out on walks or competitions. And I recommend not to go out on bark mode, as it may distract their bonding. The only place you can go is shopping. It's best if you don't buy another dog, because you need an extra space for your puppy. The breeding was unconfirmed and theorized that someone added that additional thing for people to find out for themselves, as it was unapproved by Nintendo. So you need to find a dog that will rarely get into fights. This would be a good one for family life. So this probably wouldn't be a good one for breeding dogs, but this would be a good one for meeting people. So, if you only have one dog, and a dog of one gender, try to find another dog that is a different gender. So, for example, if you have a male dog, but not a female, and the male is the only one in your house, then you'll be able to get your female dog if you have enough money for that other dog. And if your dogs are not breeding, then you can use them for competitions to get enough money to get your other male or female dog. And that's how I got Mishka. As I had the feeling that Maxim was ready to have a female dog in the family. Another dog in the family. And as this process for finding the right dog with the correct personality in terms of breeding will take some time. So see how two of the dogs were in the kennel were trying to cuddle. That's what you want to do. That's what you want your male and female dog to do. Oops, sorry. So this is the personality you want your dogs to have. This is the personality that only one of my dogs have, which is Mishka. You'll definitely want to have your dogs with a personality like that, as it will give you a better chance of getting a puppy and having them bond. See how those two are cuddling. See how the male and female were. See how the one that's being shown right now is the female. As she rarely gets into fights, the black one is a male, just like Moxie. This one right here is a male. And see how the female was trying to cuddle with him. That means she was ready to mate. That means that means she was ready to bond. This process may go on for several days, but if you're lucky, it may take up to a week. The higher amount of trigger points you have, the shorter it might happen. The more likely. So, see how I'm only so if I go to my trainer info, see how I'm only at an Archie level. That's because I got this game 3 days ago. And see how I have a male and a female dog. You'll definitely not want to play with your dogs, as I just said. And don't allow your dogs to tackle each other, as it can lead to fights. If you're gonna play with them, use a tennis ball or a soccer ball. Most breeders would use the soccer ball, as it keeps them active. But as I only have a tennis ball, you can see in my supplies list, this would be good for disc competitions. And the reason why people would recommend soccer ball than the tennis ball is that because the dogs won't be able to grab the soccer ball, and the dogs will work together to try to get the soccer ball. So as you can see, Mishka's laying down right now, and Moxon is leaving her alone. That's a good sign. And yet, a bad sign. That means they're probably not trying to bond right now. As you can see, some people use natural food for their breeding. And as I saw with one person on YouTube, as it worked, you can use dry food or natural food, but I would recommend dry food to help the female dog get pregnant, as the female dog will probably will get along with the male dog. See how her thirst is normal, and how her hunger is still full. That's a sign that she might be pregnant. If you're unsure if the dog is pregnant, double check by going to your supplies list, care, and selecting your brush, depending if it's the rubber brush or the wire brush. If it's the wire brush, if you have a long hair dog, you must have the wire brush. If you have a short hair dog, it's best to have a rubber brush. So as you can see, the tummy is fairly bigger. Slightly bigger than Moxon's stomach. See how Mishka's stomach is slightly bigger than Moxon's stomach. That means she's pregnant. So I'm going to brush her again. Since I have already demonstrated you how the correct way to brush a dog in Nintendogs, I don't need to show this process of how to brush them again. So now, Another way to see if your dogs will cuddle or cuddling, go to care, select your brush, go back to it, and select it again each time. As it will go to your top screen. Keep doing this as your dog may start to cuddle. Well, that's all I have to show you for how to breed your Nintendogs in the original game of Nintendo. It's more than likely not possible to breed your dogs in Nintendogs plus cats. As I waited for a long time and nothing happened in my Golden Retriever version. As I tried to breed 2 Siberian Huskies, as it did not work, so that is all I have to show you. If you want to breed Nintendogs, you gotta be very patient, as it may take up to a week or